Maybe I'll finally get to sit down properly for once. I'm not on call until the weekend at least. No actual resting until Tuesday. Sucks, but it is what it is. No, I go in at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Yeah, no sleep tonight. No, don't leave. I don't know when we'll be able to get together again. It's fine. I can pull another all-nighter if I have to. Seriously, just sit down. You can help me recharge by talking with me for a bit. Then I'll let you go. Yeah, tell me about your day. How was work? Really? God, that sucks. Sorry to hear that. No, I get you. Sometimes people just don't listen. Yeah, that's kind of how it is. Patient doesn't want to see you, but your senior gets mad if you don't get the labs at 3 a.m. because patient refused their meds earlier in the day, and you're stuck not knowing whether they might code on you. And when they do, the family wants to sue you for cracking a rib, doing chest compressions while you are waiting for the rest of the team to come in. It happened a lot way back when I was a resident, but now I don't have to worry about that stuff anymore. Wounds are still bad to work with, but patients don't hate me as much like they did back then. So as long as they don't have something I can't do much about. Nobody wants to get that stuff cut off, but sometimes you need to, otherwise your skin gets... Yeah, I probably shouldn't go into that. Kinda nasty, honestly. I do my best, and my track record's been pretty good so far. Maybe with some more outreach, we can make it even better. Prevent it before it gets to that point, so I don't have to have that talk with anyone. People listen more the last few times, after some word of mouth from my patients, so I'll keep working on it. They do listen. Yeah, since I've got a good reputation with my job. That's exactly why. Ugh, shut up. No one says that about me. No one gives me weird looks like that. It's just normal ones. Yeah, like regular looks. I don't look good enough to stare at. Well, no one's told me that I am. Are you saying that then? Then what are you saying? Because I hope you're not implying that people are going out and trying to find a serial killer that's on the loose, in hopes of being sent specifically to my hospital on the off chance they'll see me. Most people aren't unhinged enough to do that. All have weird tastes like that. Not everyone thinks that getting shanked is hot, like you do. Yeah, and when you show up on the next true crime post as a victim, you won't be around to drool over the guy that did it. You would be into that, wouldn't you? Can you at least be safe with your kinks or something? I don't know, like, ask someone you know to, you know. Well, I'd hope it's not the same. You don't need me seeing you as a patient because you got a little too into it. Just don't go around inviting random serial killers into your house for a sexy time. Any serial killers. Of course, why would you? Letting them in ruins the authenticity. For real though, what is it about them that makes you so interested compared to, say, a regular guy? If you want things to get dangerous, just ask him to let your mum plan the wedding while his family foot the bill. Hey, at least you have the chance to run. Or give him the chance to run from you. He'll probably have to run off way before that, with the expectations you have for him. You don't get to play happy home life with a killer. While you're home, they're out there killing. You can either have your fantasy or the real deal, but trust me when I say the real deal isn't whatever you came up with in your head. The killer on the loose isn't who you think they are, and you're not going to get exactly what you want from them. So, you better lock your door tonight, and don't go around telling anyone else where your spare key is. And maybe put it in a less conspicuous spot than under your doormat. Everyone puts them there, meaning serial killers know you put it there. Try under a stack of old bricks or something. Throw them together kind of haphazardly so it doesn't look like it was made intentionally. Put it next to a bunch of other junk lying around and you're golden. You can thank me later. If you need me to, I'll hide it for you. And make absolutely sure all your windows and doors are locked. Because I care, and I want to protect you from yourself. It's not a waste. I'm already putting my energy into everyone else with my job. It's your turn. Cute or not, I've got to like whoever it is that I'm putting out extra effort for. I like you. I think it's the same, personally. Well, it doesn't change the fact that I want you to keep safe tonight, and every night. Promise me you'll at least lock up tonight, okay? Yeah, it's fine. Get to it before it gets dark. I've got things to take care of anyway. Plus, I've got to wake up early. Yeah, of course. Thanks for stopping by. See you then. Quiet, or you won't remember any of this in the morning. And then we're gonna have to try this. this all over again. You have to be awake to see and hear and feel everything I do to you. You can't talk if you don't experience it firsthand. I need you to put in a good word for me with all your friends. You've got to tell them how special you are. Cute enough to keep as a witness. So you don't have to die today. There's something about hearing the words come out of a cute little thing like you when they interview you on the news. I'll make sure to watch it live too. I wouldn't miss it for the world. You've got to tell everyone how you were the only one I decided not to stab. Makes you wonder what the press will think, huh? Maybe that a killer really does have a heart, and that whoever you're into might be in danger if that killer wants you all to himself. But it's especially funny that they won't even know how stupid they are for not realizing they could be the same. But maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, because I'm not everything that you expected. Somewhere in the back of your head, that killer must have been some guy off the street that you could just put whatever face you find attractive to. Sorry to disappoint. You know, if you hadn't actually listened to me and put your key where I told you to, I might have very well just given up. I'm really sick of this, you know? I've had to go through hell and back to get to where I am right now. I have a reputation that I've had to build up for years now. And here's a bunch of sick people happy to be stabbed just for the chance to see me. Like you said. But that wasn't even enough for you. A couple of stabbings here and there gave me a lot of opportunities I wouldn't have had otherwise. At least I can thank you for that. But even then, that still isn't enough. You're crazy, you know? To want someone like this. Look what I have to do to be like this. Indulging in my vices takes a lot of work. It gives me more work to do later when I have to fix up the messes that I cause. The ones I can't fix, well, they haven't been the most successful investment yet. I lost a lot in that, I think. The me from a few months ago isn't always here anymore. He shows up to work at 6. But right now, it's just me. Well, it's me, but not that me. The doctor gets to play the goody two-shoes, but not the killer. I get to have my vices, while I reap the rewards of having more patience, just so long as I don't mess things up before then. You are my vice. A very expensive one for the price I have to pay for you to even consider me. Well, are you happy? A lot scarier than you thought, right? Oh, maybe not. You already know that I'm not gonna hurt you. I could kill this off for good if I really wanted to, but whatever interest you might have dies with it. Still, I'll always be a killer. It's never gonna go away. No one can ever know. I'll lose everything I ever worked for, and that side of me will die with it. No point in pretending if it's like that. You already know what I did for you. It could have been a lot easier if you were a little more reasonable with your tastes in men. But that doesn't matter now. You won. You've got a killer who's desperately in love with you. Is that enough? Is this what you want? And if it's someone you actually know, then you know what I'm gonna have to do. Yeah. After that, I can never go back. The doctor still has to go to work, but the killer will always come back for you. Well, it's the doctor that lets the killer live out those desires. No one sees the blood behind the bandages, so I get to stay free. One slip up, and I never see you again. Maybe that will help you appreciate what the doctor does for you. Not so disappointing when you get what you want out of it, huh? Maybe with time you'll love the doctor too. But for now, I'll reap the benefits for the both of us.